Hey Tankers, Bonsai Duck here. Today we have EL_01 from the WCTNT clan. He's in his Chai-Nu. He is on Redshire in a standard battle and a pure tier 5 battle. I watched this a couple times and actually recorded it once, and now I started thinking about the recording I made and said, no, I need to go back. I need to do better. So EL, you submitted this. You have a really pretty good game in the battle and in your Chai-Nu. But you have some concerns about a couple of things that you've done that you do in the game, and you wonder if like changing those, that it would have changed the outcome of the game. Not to give the outcome away, but I think everybody knows what's going to happen now. And then, yes, I think there are some things. Every tanker who starts this game thinks, I'm just going to load this game up. We're just going to go out there and randomly shoot tanks and bang, bang, boom, boom, punchy face him. And that's the way it's going to be. They get into the game and they very quickly find out, as I did, that, whoa, this is not just an arcade game, right? And you have people screaming at you. You have tanks everywhere. You have all these places that you're getting shot from, and you have no idea what's going on. And things are happening very quickly at tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And so anyway, as tankers struggle, they start getting better, obviously, and at least some do. And they move on, they play bigger tanks, and they start lasting longer in the battle. And then they start facing the things that EL is starting to see, and that's, okay, I'm in the middle of the battle. I've survived the first third of the battle. Now I'm in the second third, and okay, am I making the right decisions? And now I'm in the last third of the battle, and late game decisions where I can either affect this game one way or the other. And and that time in a late game battle, yes, if it's 4 versus 4, that does a lot. It's just like a hockey game, right? If you're 4 on 4 and you get another penalty, now it's 3 on 4. There's an advantage, and whenever there's an advantage, the team that takes advantage of that advantage is the one that usually comes out on top. So, anyway, EL spawned in the north and is headed over here to the east. So, EL, take it away. It's in the Chai-Nu, which is tank has a really, it's a pretty good hill ridge poker, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's got pretty good gun depression. Seems a little slow on the aim, so I don't know if you're running a gun laying drive, but if you aren't, you probably should invest in one. Alright, so you got your T-34 over here. He's doing what he should be doing. That's a really nice spot for a light. It would work a lot better if he would just sit still. I don't know if he's running any camo, but it would also reduce his camo. There's a certain point where, even though lights are supposed to keep their camo while they're moving, and the T-34, yeah, he is a light. Okay, no, he's a medium. Oh, my bad. Okay, no, he's a light. Maybe he's a medium, in which case it doesn't matter, and I'm just going to shut up. So anyway, if he stopped moving, it would be more helpful. No, he's a medium. I apologize, but so his camo is dropping it by him moving there. So it's not helping him. Alright, take a shot at the PZ. Missed that one. Alright, T-67 over here. So I guess my first question to you is do you feel that you're in the most effective spot to initiate damage on this game right now? Is this the most effective spot? I mean, you got your guys up on the hill over on the west. You've got a KV-1, a Crusader, and a T-67 over here on the east, battling in what's normally called the heavy area. That was just a wishful thinking shot. Oh, can you get another one into him? PZ-4H just being numbnut. Alright, there's another one. There's a nice shot, and he's down. So we're roughly 2 minutes into the game. You're pushing 233 in damage. Like I said, I'm not sure this is the right initial spot, but it's working. There's a tree down over there, so you know something's coming up into that bush. Okay, now it's time to see what's going on. Because of deployment of your team, where you guys basically deployed in a defensive position, in a defensive manner, by coming up on the hill here and deploying there, by coming over here and deploying here and sending a few tanks to take this on up here. I mean, not that you had a lot of choice, but you are the top tier medium, okay? And all your KV-1 is the only heavy versus 2 heavies on their side. So maybe you'd have been more helpful over here. That's something we'll never know. But I personally, myself, I would have gone over there. I just tend to go and take my mediums and play where the heavies are and use my medium to their ability. But I would have headed over here and tried to help these guys out. These guys over here, they're camping llama ding dongs, and they're just gonna wait. And as you can see, the enemy team has already acquired basically 50% of map. So they have 50% map control, and they're pushing in and getting more. So sometimes it's not the late game decisions that can really affect your battle. It's the early game decisions. What are you doing early in the game? And your gun is out of the mix right at the moment. There you go. Nice shot in there. And you just clipped that pixel. So your east flank is falling apart. I think your best bet is to focus over here, because this is where your threat is at right now. Your west flank is slowly falling apart at the same time. These guys are just taking a big arcing net and just scooping you guys up like fish. Nice shot on the T-34. And he's down. That would be a tough shot, to be honest with you. Yeah, the dispersion is just too much, I think. Again, gunline drive, if you're not running it, would definitely be helpful. I know they're expensive, but they're well worth it. Alright, so by the simple fact that he took a shot at you, I don't know if you have Sixth Sense on this crew. I guess maybe I've missed it if it's gone off. But he knows where you're at. Okay. The T-25, the 25 TP is down, so that's good. Now the KV-1. There's the P-43. So they know where you're at. Now here's mid-game decision, right? It's a 5-7. It's mid-game. They're making their push. They're starting to surround you guys over here. What do? Do I stay here or do I move? All right. You fall back, which is good. And you start using the depression of the tank, which is even better. Okay. Your gun depression. Excuse me while I enjoy my coffee. Nice shot on the Stug 3, who just... he doesn't know you're there. All right. All right. P-43 is making his move. Oh, just took too long. Here's the T-67. Okay, looking at the map, now we are definitely heading into the third quarter of the game, right? Or the third of the game, I'm sorry. There is a 7-10 game, all right? Your hill tanks over here on the west have fallen back to their defensive positions. Your Wolverine's still over here, and you're dealing with this P-43 and T-67. All right, both valid threats. But you've been in this position roughly almost 5.5 minutes, 4.5 minutes, something like that. And they knew you were here at one point, and they probably still know you're here. At this point, I think the best thing to do would be to move out, fall back going downhill, and then maybe head back over here and get over here and maybe help these guys. Because all you have back here is a Leopard and an M4A1, right? So if you all three had to turn around and focus on these guys, I think you'd take care of them. You also have a Sherman 3 and an Archer over here. So these are the two speed tanks, right? Along with the T-67, but he doesn't seem to be making... He wants to play sniper, right? These two tanks seem to be their speed tanks. So really, my gut says you should fall back and get back up over here. That's what I would have done. Is that the right choice? I don't know. Different play styles for different folks. But I like playing my mediums. I'm fairly good at playing mediums. So I've practiced learning the tactics. You choose to stay in the P-43 shows himself, which is okay. You take care of him. That's one threat down. Shots are coming in at you. They know where you're at. Yep, they know where you're at. All right, so what do? You move up further in the bush, which puts you even higher up on the ledge. EL, I am not going to sit here and tell you what are right decisions and wrong decisions in mid-game because everybody plays their own game. I'm going to tell you what I think you should have done based upon my experience. You have 3,500 games roughly, and you're cruising along just fine. You're doing really well. Good win percentage for your game count. Your games are getting better every time I see them. So I'm not one of those guys that's going to sit here and tell you what you should do. I'm going to tell you what I think you should do. And what I think you should do is get off this hill. Now, whether that's push down in here and try to come up behind the T-67, all right, or it's fall back over here, that's up to you. But, a good choice could be to push down in here, try to get behind the T-67, take his spot. If you can move over here where he can't see you, then you get up behind that bush, then you can get in behind him and take him out of the game. Right? As we can see, he's already and use your zoom out, find it and try to highlight him. Okay, and try to see if you can highlight them and figure out which way they're pointing. But sitting here is not good because you are susceptible to shots from him, susceptible from shots from the Archer, who's somewhere over here, and susceptible from the Sherman, who's somewhere over here. All right, even though you're in a bush, you're not a light, so you don't have a lot of camo. Pull forward. Let that gun aim in. There you go. There you go. Nice net. Now move. Move. Oh. All right, so it's you, the Tarn, and the Wolverine, and the AMX 13AM. Choice here is, do you stay in the lowlands or do you go down to the river? I would have gone down to the river just like you're doing. You can use that bush cover to help disguise or mask your approach. All right, I think there might have been a choice here to head up the hill right here at this point. You're still fairly guarded. Now we don't know where the Sherman's at. We don't know where the M4A1 is at. And we don't know where the Leopard's at. We have a pretty good idea where the Archer went because we saw him duck behind that hill. But we don't know where the rest of them are. You say you're going for Artie, which at this point I guess my question is why? Why would you even go for Artie at this point? You have much more bigger threats than even trying to go for Artie. That Archer, the Sherman, the M4A1, and the Leopard. Those are your threats. The Artie is a camper. He's way in the back somewhere. He is not a threat. All right, so because you got hung up on this hill here, all right, you're now missing any possibility of getting shots on this guy, right? And he is taking on your turn. along with the IKV, which nobody even knew where he was at. There's the Leopard. They have completely, forced you guys into this little area here, all right, by swinging around this way. Turns on the run. He's got nowhere to go. And he's taken down by the archer. When in your note you asked if engaging this archer was the right decision. At this point in time, it doesn't much matter because there's only 2 of you. Wolverine's down. He's getting pinned up. So at this point, taking on the archer versus going after the Sherman, the M4A1, or the IKV, it just doesn't matter. Take a shot. So I don't think that taking on the archer would have, by disengaging with the archer, would have improved your game any bit. Yeah, honestly, at that point they had already, made the coup de grace. You were just behind him, picking up, the scraps or what was left behind him. Going after the arty, no, never go after their campers. It's just don't bring them into the game. Deal with the threat that's in front of you. I think your biggest mistake in this whole game was staying in that one position too long. To be honest with you. That's my opinion. I think not using your tank for what it can be used for in this game, like going over and helping the KV-1, maybe that was a mistake. It wasn't what I would have done, right? I would have gone over there and helped them. Probably ended up dying very, tragically, and in which case you're way better than I am. But we all make mistakes. But you went to that position. You had good shots. You did some damage. I mean, obviously you've got 4 kills, so I mean you've done good. You've done very well. You're the last man on the field, which means that you made better decisions than everybody else in your team, right? You just, maybe you were too late in reacting to the threat. Let's go to the game plates. All right, well, a first class, that's not bad. A duelist, a fighter, fire for effect, and high caliber. All right, you did 23,182 in credits. You got 861 in experience and a bond. You did 1,415 in damage. You got 4 kills for a base XP of 544. You fired 23 shots. Of those 23, 14 hit. And of those 14, 13 penetrated. So that's really good hit to penetration ratio. You did 936 from 300 meters out. Just in 300 meters, you did more than your tank in HP. You did more damage than you have HP. So all totaled, at 1,415, I mean, you're almost at 3 times your tank's HP. So, I mean, you did good. 919 in spotting. Made some credits, made some experience. So, like I said, I think the biggest thing that you can learn, and that's just something you'll learn with time, is have I gone to the well one too many times? If I stayed in this position so long that everybody knows where I'm at, they just haven't taken shots at me yet because they're just not worried about me, that very well could possibly be it. That T-67, when he lined up on that rock, he knew where he was going. He was aiming at you. He was looking for you. I think he was waiting for you to run across that little valley, which means that it was probably smart that you didn't. Been playing a lot of ranked lately, and the one thing I've learned in ranked, playing those really good players, is that you've got to be moving, and you've got to recognize that you've been in a position way too long, and maybe your gun's been out of the game too long. So you're getting there, EL. You're getting there. It was a really good game. I enjoy you sending it. I hope you take my critique, I guess, to heart, and just pick up the pieces you can use. Just put the tools in your tool bag, and move on. But you're well on your way, and you're doing very well. So keep going. Keep sending in the videos. Greatly appreciate it. That's EL_01 in the WC TNT clan on Redshire in his Type 3 Chi-Nu in a standard battle. If you liked the video, hit the like button. Keep those videos coming. I greatly appreciate it. This is Bonsai Duck out.